And let's start in Eswatini. The deportation of 5 inmates considered to be hardened criminals from the United States of America to Eswatini has sparked outrage in the kingdom and neighbouring countries. Some civil organizations and political parties are of the view that this development poses a threat to the security of the country and some countries in the SADC region, including South Africa. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is in the capital of Eswatini, Mbabane, following this story for us. Mweli, from what we've observed since the deportees landed in Eswatini, there's shock and concern from citizens, right?
Yes, indeed, Budvuyo, there's shock indeed, even if you look at the posters from the different newspapers operating here in the Kingdom of Eswatini. There's that reflection that citizens, political parties, as well as civil society organizations are concerned by this development. In fact, in a short while, I'll be speaking to the spokesperson of the Multi-Stakeholder Forum here in Eswatini, which represents churches and other organizations, which include political parties as well as civil society. So what they are saying, they are saying that they don't understand and they don't believe that the government of Eswatini could go as far as organizing such a huge development without even doing proper consultations, because they believe that this development poses a huge risk or threat to the citizens of the Kingdom of Eswatini. And trying to speak to the government of this tiny kingdom, it has been very difficult. But what we know, Vuyo, is that yesterday they released a statement to say that they understand the concern from the side of the citizens of Eswatini, because we saw that on different social media platforms that people were actually complaining. In fact, when you look on X, Eswatini was trending #1 from yesterday, and that shows that indeed there is a lot of talk in as far as this issue is concerned. But from that particular statement, what the government of Eswatini is saying is that they can assure the citizens that the deportation of these 5 so-called hardened criminals that won't pose any threats in as far as security is concerned here in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Government going as far as saying that, or confirming that this is a process that has been done for over a few months, and emphasizing that South Africa and the Eswatini rather, and the United States of America enjoy a long-standing relationship, and it's about 50 decades according to that particular statement. So according to them, they've meticulously ensured that this process is done properly. But of course, when you speak to some of the citizens on the ground, when you meet them even at filling stations, they will tell you that some of them, they were very shocked by these developments. And also another concern, especially on neighboring countries, including South Africa and Mozambique, there is that concern to say that Eswatini should perhaps have consulted its neighbors when they took this decision, which is something that hasn't happened. But we are hoping, Vuyo, that we'll get an interview at least from senior government officials here, because it looks like they've been avoiding to give a proper statement, because there is a lot of questions, because they are saying that these people are just in transit. And then the question is, why in the first place allow them here in the Kingdom of Eswatini? If they are in transit, for how many days can they be expected to stay here in the Kingdom of Eswatini? But all that the government is saying that these people are kept at correctional services facilities here in the Kingdom of Eswatini, and also pointing out that they are staying in isolated units. So that's what we've heard so far from the government. But of course, we are hoping that Vuyo will get answers in as far as those other outstanding questions are concerned.
Lots of questions indeed, Mweli Masilela, keeping an eye on things there. Hopefully, he will be getting those answers to those questions that many people have.